Hi, Jack. Hi, Justin. Hi, Arlene. Hi, Paul.
Hi. Hi. Hi, Art.
How you doing?
Hey,
Good.
ready for the big snow?
Yep. I'm pretty much all prepared for it. So getting ready to hunker down.
Yep. It's like the forecast is kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
But except it's,
I
yeah,
was talking to Fred about it, and it looks like we're going to be in that range of about a foot,
yeah.
but it's going to be light and fluffy. If that makes any difference.
It's probably for the best.
Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Counting yourself, 5 members, right?
Let's see. Me, Paul, Justin,
Tracy.
Jack.
Tracy.
We need Jerry, Sarah, and Tracy.
There's 3 people in the waiting room: Spence Hall, Alicia Baker Law, and Laura Charles.
I'm here, guys. Art,
Yeah,
I'm here. Tracy's here.
Hi there.
Hi.
Okay.
Uh-oh, Jack's talking and he's muted.
I was saying, I think we need a rule that every few meetings we have to move to a different room in our house. So there's a different background to look at.
Okay. Art needs more light.
I know.
He's like Darth Vader.
The dark print there.
I don't want you to see what's in the room.
Oh.
I have a friend who's a federal judge, and the government technicians came in and hooked him up for doing everything on Zoom. And they gave him a fake background of mahogany paneling and American flag. Like he's in a courtroom. It's very funny.
Okay, I think we can start.
Yep, we're all set. Sarah just arrived.
Okay, I'd like to call to order the Town of Clinton Planning Board meeting on December 15th, 2020 at 7:31. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic and pursuant to the executive order number 202.1 issued on March 12, 2020, suspending the open meetings law and emergency state and federal bans on large meetings or gatherings. The Town of Clinton Planning Board scheduled for December 15th, 2020 will be held electronically via Zoom instead of a public meeting open for the public to attend in person. Members of the public may view the board meeting as it is live streamed on YouTube. www.townofclinton.com/government/planning-board-videos. A transcript of the meeting will be posted on the town's website at a later date. The first item on the agenda is the Seymour site plan and special permit. Is anybody in the waiting room for that?
They're there. Russell. And
Okay.
unmute yourself.
They're muted too. There we go.
Muted by the host. There we go.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hi there.
I felt like whoever's in charge was my wife. She muted me.
Okay, just please introduce yourself and tell us briefly what you're doing.
So my name is Russell Seymour.
Okay, Felicia Baker. And our home is on Kansas Road that we've been refurbishing and moving in there with our daughter, who's 5.5 years old. And adjoining our house is a 3-car garage, not adjoining, separate from our house is a 3-car garage with above the garage is a large open cathedral ceiling area where the people before us, it was planning to build a 1 or 2 bedroom living area there. And so what we're looking to do is to finish it with a 1 bedroom. Whoops, did we just lose somebody?
No.
Oh, sorry.
We had a whole bunch of video. Now we're down to, I think, 5 screens or 4 screens.
It's just Arlene pulling up the stuff for your.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
sorry. You can tell we're real tech savvy. The fact we even connected was no small feat.
Sorry.
So just really quick, I just want to make sure, because again, I'm not so good with this stuff. I had sent Arlene, you were able to get the photos, and they're kind of a mix and match, but I kind of wanted to show more or less what was existing when we took ownership of it, minus the doors. That was the only thing we had put on there. When we took ownership of it February, I think, 2019. There was still an open permit on that from, I think, 2006. So we had closed that out, et cetera. So the only thing we've done is put those doors in and obviously use the space for storage right now. So I'd sent those, and I also sent perfect. Okay.
That's the structure we're talking about there. And above that, as you can see, there's, it's already built out with the windows. There's some internal structure. It's not that well done.
Yeah, there's one interior wall that's that goes like 4 or 5 feet down from the ridge. That's the only really interior framing that's done. But you could see from the inside that the previous owner was clearly trying to make it into a 2-bedroom. Just because there's a small window where the bathroom was going to go and also where the kitchen is. So you see in this picture to the left, I think they were going to put a bathroom in there. So we're going to try to utilize that area for our bathroom since the window's already there.
But our thought process is to have it as 1 bedroom. And I will probably or hopefully do more working out of home and have the other space. I'll have my desk and office there.
Okay, Jack?
Yeah, this one seems pretty straightforward to me. We got today we got the letter from the Board of Health saying the existing septic works, which was my main question. I walked around the property on the outside. I didn't see any interior stairs. Am I right that the only access is from that deck?
Correct. Yeah, I'd like to do something interior just for the weather, because one of the thought processes too is that unfortunately my father-in-law had passed away in February, and my mother-in-law has a pretty big house by herself right now. So the thought process is my dad's also older, and we would like to have the option of maybe having them come live with us, having stairs ideally.
Not together. My mother.
Yeah, that came out wrong. But so we might have to later on have some interior access, which we could do.
Well, the zoning code actually favors internal stairs over
Okay.
external ones. So if you plan to do that and want to include that in the plan, I think that would be a positive. If you're just going to have, the only external stairs I saw was like a flight of stairs built into the side of the hill.
Yes. Yes.
I frankly didn't notice because I was there in the daytime. Are there any lights on those stairs?
The stairs go up the side of the building,
Right.
and there aren't now, but we would want to put lights in the ground there or something, and also on the
Right,
ceiling.
click on the link. Well,
There are 4 lights in the soffit when you drive up there, set up on. The plan would be to light the exterior as well for safety reasons.
Exactly. I think it'd be very good if you had lights on the exterior and maybe indicate that as
Yes.
well. There
Yes.
are rules about what kind of lights you have, but mostly they have to be downward facing,
Yes.
which is pretty obvious in your case. You indicated you intend to use this, at least for now, for your own, as a workspace mostly? Is that right?
Well, I'm gonna be doing the work. So it's gonna be a while. But the plan is to be able to have my wife work from home for the meantime. She has an office in Goshen, so we have kind of a little bit of a hectic schedule.
Trying to distinguish between using it yourself and renting it out. I don't think it really matters for the code, but I was curious.
Yeah.
But right now, I think eventually, either, when we have company come, they would stay there. We may rent it occasionally, not on a full-time basis, because we're living there and we have a little one. And also, I'm moving my office. Sorry, just woke up.
Exhibit A.
Exhibit A.
Okay, Exhibit A. So this is Sophia. She's the boss of the family. We gotta go to.
But, so anyway, I'm relocating. My whole family is in Rhinebeck.
Okay.
So if I'm an attorney, so if I can do enough work there, then that would be an office space for me. So it's a little bit up in the air of whether or not my business is really transferable.
I didn't have any other questions about it. I mean, the code specifically says that garages can be used as accessory dwelling units. And this is just under the 1,000 feet. Is that right? That is the maximum size for accessory dwelling unit.
And there's no impact on our neighbors at all because it's so far back from the road. And everything's already built there, so it's not as if there's anything that's going to be obstructing or anything that's going to be, bothering any of our neighbors' views or what have you.
I think what we do now is make ourselves lead agency and put it down for a hearing. Is that right?
That would be our next step. I do have one question, Jack. Is there any issue there with this structure being in front of the main house? Is that, it's been there forever, so.
Yeah, technically you don't want an accessory unit in front of the main house, but this is an existing building. And I would think that rule would apply whether it's just a garage as it is now or a garage plus an internal unit. What there's a variance or anything that allowed this to be in front of the main house? I mean, they're both frankly
I
fairly.
think we discussed this. I think we discussed this at a recent meeting. The key thing is that the structure itself is not in the setback, and this obviously is.
That's right. This is
Yeah.
more than.
it's less restrictive.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't have a big problem. And I think Ms. Baker's right. It's set fairly far back from the road, at least a couple of 100 feet. So I don't have a problem with it.
I asked the question only for the applicant's benefit, that do you think they would need a variance? Because there are changing the interior of the structure and it is in front of the main house.
Right, but
I don't know. I'm just asking that question.
we said last time it's not in the setback. If it's not in the setback, it's
So
not.
we wouldn't need the variance then.
I think Jerry and Paul are right on that. If it's not within the setback, it can be.
Okay.
And our plan is to not change anything on the exterior anyway, so what you see is what it's gonna be. We're not looking to add an additional deck or anything like that. So what's already there is basically gonna be there from what you see from the road or if you pulled in the driveway.
Right, that would include the windows and everything.
Yeah.
We're not going to change any
Yeah.
of that.
I thought this one was pretty straightforward, frankly. If that's okay, Art, I can move to make us the lead agency under, I move that we appoint ourselves as lead agency for sequel review, that we notify the Department of Planning of that determination. And I further move that we set this down for a public hearing at our next meeting, if that is okay.
Do we have a second?
Second. Paul.
Discussion? All in favor?
Jack, aye.
Tracy, I.
Sarah,
aye.
Art, aye.
All aye.
Okay, so moved. Okay, so let's, Arlene, let's set a public hearing for the applicants. And then we can move ahead and hopefully do everything in that meeting.
Wonderful.
Fifth, the fifth, you ready for the fifth or the second meeting in January?
Let's see, that would be the
Fifth,
5th, right?
yes.
Is that good with everybody, including the applicants?
Yes, that'd be fine with us. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so let's,
I'm sorry.
go ahead, Paul.
So, just the circulation list.
Is that, yeah,
The fire department,
yeah,
Fire department, highway department.
maybe highway,
Plan, well, we said Department of Planning. Board of Health, I don't, they already have a letter. I think that,
yeah, I guess not. I mean,
yeah, if we have the letter, we should be okay. Yeah, the fire department and,
there's no
yeah,
exterior construction, so it's not like an environmental issue or.
yeah,
I would notify highway just,
Yeah.
because it doubles the traffic theoretically, so.
yeah. Highway and the fire, I think would be sufficient unless somebody else has,
And Dutchess County Planning,
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
there's 3 of them.
okay.
Yeah.
You have enough time to circulate everything, Arlene?
I hope so.
Yes?
Yeah, Christmas.
Okay, okay. All right, so we will see you folks on January 5th.
Prior to that time, do we need to submit anything additional, or is what we've submitted thus far okay?
Jack, do you think you need anything else?
I don't, as I say, I think if you want to indicate that you plan to put some exterior lights on those stairs, that might be a useful thing to do.
Would you like to see, because I say it's easy enough to do in a sense of what's already existing is we could put an interior stairwell in through that door that's to the right of the garage doors. Or I think it's okay for now, or what would you like to see?
Code says that stairway should be internal where practical. So if you can do an internal stair, I think that's what the code has in mind. But if you're, telling me you plan to do that, at some point, and you're going to do the existing external stairs for now, I wouldn't get too upset. But
Okay.
I think it would be helpful if you indicated that you do plan to put an internal stair in, because that's what the code prefers.
Okay.
You want to do it as a condition, Jack? This way it's spelled out on the approval for the special permit and the lighting?
Yeah, we can do that.
might have missed it. Is the water and the septic, they're gonna be tied into the main house? Is that how that's gonna work?
Yeah, that one photo of the pipe that's coming through the wall, that's the septic line that they put in before. That's already tied into the tank.
Okay,
And they just stubbed it out in through the foundation there, into the frost wall there.
You may not have seen it, Paul, but there's a letter that came today from DOH saying that septic is adequate for this, for the additional bedroom.
yeah, okay. It's all tied in, yeah, okay.
And
Thanks.
on that, you have Tim Ross as the engineer for it. And I think that's on the paperwork as well. So.
Okay,
Well, thank you for your time and stay safe and happy holidays to
yeah,
everyone.
same to you, and we'll see you on the 5th.
Sounds good. Take care. Thank you again.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Okay, the next item on the agenda is Fischetti and Freed, a lot line adjustment.
We got
You
Laura.
could go, Ross.
Laura-
Sit down, Ross. You could go. Ross, you could go.
Okay, how do we,
Just
hold on.
leave the meeting. Just click on leave the meeting.
Okay.
Spencer. Unmute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, yes, can you identify yourself and let us know what you're doing?
Yeah, my name is Spencer Hall. I'm a land surveyor and I'm representing Bob Fischetti.
How you doing, Spencer?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Let's see. What Bob wants to do is doing a lot line change to a
I'm
part.
pulling it up.
What's that?
I'm pulling it up.
Oh. Okay, there it is. Yeah, he has a lot on the corner of Hollow Road and North Quaker Lane. And it was the old Grange building at one time, many years ago. And what he wants to do is he wants to acquire 50-foot strip along the southwesterly side of his property that kind of takes off of North Quaker Lane and is parallel with his southwesterly line. It's pretty straightforward, just making the lot a little bit bigger. He plans to put a house on the lot. He's already got the approval from the Board of Health, I believe.
Okay, Jerry?
Yes, hi Spencer.
Hi.
Eileen, do you have permissions on file?
I believe for Fischetti. Yeah, and you're representing the other neighbor too, Joe Shoot, John, Spence,
Fischetti and Freed?
and Spence.
Oh, what do you want to know?
Are you also representing Joe Shoot or the other property owner?
Freed
aside from
and
Fischetti?
Fischetti.
Yes, I am. You should have authorization from both.
Both, yes,
both.
I do.
Yep.
Okay,
Freed.
that's the one thing I wanted to check. Spencer, the plat I look at, and I just would like to suggest one change.
Okay.
Could you push it to the right, Arlene? To the area table? Yeah, just to make it a little clearer. What I suggest, and I should have sent Arlene an email and I didn't, is that that you knock off the bottom two rows and you add a column in the center between the before change and after change. Just call that change. And then for parcel A, the first block's correct. The second block would be the, what, 0.38? And the third block would be 1.14. In parcel B, the first block would be the 29.4. Again, the change would be the 0.38, and the after change would be the 29.02. That make sense?
Look, all right, so what do you want me to show? Parcel A, parcel B, and the freed parcel?
It's just an extra column we're showing the change.
Extra column in the center, just called change.
Instead of before change, make it change.
No,
No.
before and
Before
after,
change,
add another column.
Change, then after change, 3 columns.
So I guess I'm not really
I'll
understanding.
explain it to you tomorrow. I'll show you a sample. I'll show
Okay,
you a
okay.
sample.
You see it, Arlene?
Yes, I
And then
know,
you
I know,
knock off
I
the
know what
bottom,
you're talking
you
about,
knock
Jerry.
off the bottom 2 rows.
Yes, it's just another column showing the change, you know, before and after, you could put in the middle the change. So let's say 0.76, 0.76. You have to show the change.
The change would be in the middle.
Yep. Spence, I will show you a sample. Don't worry about it.
Okay, all right, you should
Okay.
go ahead. That'll be great.
Otherwise, that looks good. There's no more questions. I have a resolution. This is pretty straightforward lot line change. I'd like to make a motion that the Town of Clinton Planning Board approve the following resolution. Be it resolved, the Town of Clinton Planning Board grants conditional approval for a lot line adjustment between lands owned by Robert Fischetti located at 186 Hollow Road, tax grid ending 593385, parcel A of 0.76 acres, and adjoining vacant agricultural lands owned by Lindsay Joe Freed located at North Quaker Lane. Grid number, tax grid number ending with 5338360, parcel B, 29.4 acres in the HR zone. The intent of this action is to transfer land 0.38 acres among the 2 properties as a result of a land sale as shown on the lot line adjustment plat created by Spencer S. Hall, dated November 12, 2020. The adjustment resulted in an increase in the area of parcel A from 0.76 acres to 1.14 acres, and a decrease in the area of parcel B from 29.4 acres to 29.02 acres, with the movement of the north boundary of parcel B. Okay, I skipped one thing. You requested 3 waivers. And I'd like to make a motion that the 3 waivers be accepted from the applicant for this application. I need a second.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Jack, aye.
All right.
Jerry, I.
Art, aye.
Tracy, I.
Sarah, I.
Okay, so moved.
Okay, at the planning board meeting on 12/15/20, the board approved 3 waivers requested by the applicant. The lands under consideration have not been granted a special permit or other permit that would be void as a result of this action. Since the lot line adjustment is a type 2 action under seeker, no further seeker review is required. The property is not located within the Ridgeline Scenic and Historic Preservation Overlay District. The lot line adjustment does not create a substandard lot or render any lot more substandard than it may already be. The properties involved are in a CEA, the hamlet of Pleasant Plains, and need to conform to the Town Clinton Board Resolution of 12/11/02. All appropriate fees have been paid, and the letter from the owners for approval of Spencer Hall's representation is on file in the town hall. Now therefore be it resolved, the requested lot line adjustment is granted approval by the Town of Clinton Planning Board after the update of the plat for the area table.
Do we have a second?
Second,
Second.
Discussion? The only thing I would add on that, on the bottom, Jerry, is that it's actually a condition that the map be updated with the revised,
Okay, I said at the beginning, I'll put the at the end also. Will do.
yeah, that's fine. Okay.
So
Any other-
Art, I think the confusion on the table is because he has the piece that's being transferred labeled parcel B. And normally parcel B is the entire lot that's giving the land.
Right. Freed should be parcel B.
That's what I had described to Arlene, so I think she got it.
Okay.
Okay, good. Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor? Art, aye.
Justin, I.
Jack, I.
Tracy, I.
Sarah, I.
All right.
Aye.
Okay, so moved. Okay, Spencer, just clean that map up and we'll be good to go.
Okay, thank you, guys.
You're welcome. Have a good holiday.
You too. Be safe.
Yes, we'll try. Okay, the next item on the agenda is the Charles two-lot subdivision preliminary approval. Is anybody here for that?
Hello,
Hi there.
good evening. How are you guys?
We're good. Can you identify yourself?
So I'm Carlos Charles and I'm with my wife, Laura Charles.
Okay,
We're the owners over at 404 Pumpkin Lane.
okay, and can you briefly describe what you're doing?
Absolutely. So we currently own about 27 acres of land, which is the north side and the south side at 404 Pumpkin Lane. So divided by Pumpkin Lane, we have 10 acres on the north side, about 16 acres and change on the south side. Our house sits on the 10 acres and we're looking to subdivide off the 10 acres that we own from the 17 acres on the south side so that we can possibly sell our home with the hope of building a home on the south side on the 16 acres.
Okay. Justin?
Yeah, well, welcome back, Carlos and Laura. As the
Thanks,
board may
Justin.
remember, they were here in, I think, early October for the sketch plan approval. And I mean, just as a refresher for everyone, the lot is divided by Pumpkin Lane. They're proposing to create the two lots based on the road line. They've done, at the time, I think they just had kind of like an old survey and kind of highlighted the two plots, and they've since hired a surveyor to go out to put this survey together. And we had asked them to show a possible driveway and a possible house location so that we could just, see what that would look like. That is on the map. So the driveway you'll see is right across from the driveway that exists. And the land basically slopes down and then goes back up again. And so the proposed house location is, kind of through the middle of this wetlands gauntlet up on higher ground. And they've went out and they did a soil test and with the Board of Health. And I think there's a letter on file. What else am I missing? Yeah. So just for everyone's reference, this map differs a little from what was in the packets because this shows the entrance for the driveway and the house. That wasn't in what came to us, but it's on this map.
I just want to add also, if I may, that the driveway entrance that's noted, the sightlines were checked and confirmed by Chazen, who did the survey. So they meet those requirements.
Yep. Thank you.
Arlene, can you put the cursor where the driveway?
This,
Left, no, left,
Other,
oh, you mean the vacant
right
lot?
there, yep.
Yeah.
oh, I saw, okay. Sorry.
Can you see better? now?
Yeah.
That helps.
This one. You want me to enlarge it more, Paul?
No, I'm good. Not that bad. Yeah, that, and then, okay, and then there's like a, that's the square is this house site, or where's the house site?
No, the house is back. That's just an
An
old
existing run-in shed.
Okay.
a shed that's
That's an
there.
old shed. And so Arlene, scroll left.
North, south. Scroll where?
South.
Oh, sorry, south of the house.
There it is.
Ah,
You have to put the setback, like this, how far is this from the road?
I think it's drawn in there.
That's
That dotted
there's
line
the-
is the
The
setback.
100-yard setback is right there, Arlene.
I can't see. All right, so it meets the setback. All right, it's fine.
But that's an existing structure. That's not.
Yeah, that's there already.
That's not the house. That's an old shed that's been there
Yeah,
since
but
antiquity.
really you have,
So-
all the buildings have to be, meet the setback.
Hmm.
so the driveway doesn't connect to the house site, but,
Go all the way.
I mean, I,
Right, Paul, we had asked them, right, they're not actually building a house right now.
Yeah.
They're in the
Right.
Future, so we said,
I
right,
got it.
show us that there exists a location where you could have a driveway, and show us that there exists a location where you could do a house, right?
yeah, but I mean, the driveway would have, I mean, I understand it's completely theoretical.
Yeah, but you have to
But
go through the.
You just have a little cut there. You don't actually have a driveway.
And, this is steep slopes, or the.
That's the
terrain?
other issue that I'm wondering about.
Yeah, it's too high. You're gonna need a steep slopes permit for this.
Right, but if all of this is theoretical at this moment, I just want to clarify one thing, and I don't know. Really, our main goal at this point is to get the subdivision. I understand that we can't really.
We're not planning a house build right now.
Yeah.
Our goal here
We're sort of-
coming to you was to
Yeah.
subdivide the land.
The regulations require that we approve a buildable lot, which includes access and a house, at least a theoretical place to put a house.
Right. And
So we have to be shown that it's possible to do it.
right.
We don't need what kind of material and, just that your engineer says your driveway could go to your house site, I think is what we would need.
Right. Well,
that's who did. I mean, Chazen Engineering is who prepared all of this, and that's who reviewed and located everything. I don't know why they didn't simply extend the lines from one to the other. I think he was under the impression that he was more concerned about sight lines for the entrance meeting.
Yeah. Okay.
Guidelines, and we did all of the soil testing to confirm that a house site could be near approved perk test site test. They are sort of tying it all together rather than we're trying to dot all of our I's and cross our T's at one time rather than doing that. So the house site was located in conjunction with the
perk
testing.
tests. Yeah. So I don't think I may be wrong, but they picked a site where a house could be built, both geographically and because of the septic situation, the perk testing.
Just speaking for me, I would want to see just a mock-up of the driveway actually going to the house site. Again, it's not an engineering drawing of any kind. It's just if there's a huge rock outcropping that they have to go around. It would just be something that shows
Sure.
it could be done, and you might very well move the location of everything. We understand that, but it's just,
Sure.
you could even move the house site closer to the road if that's an easier,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You could even move it to this sort of flatter area and just run a driveway in there, and nobody's going to say 2 years from now, wait a minute, you put the house site there. It's a theoretical exercise as to whether it's buildable or not.
Sure. Sure.
Because what happened is that's too steep. You might need soil erosion over there and lots of approval. So this approved subdivision is going to affect the future, whoever buy this, and the building envelope is already located there. So that's why it needs to be really
Yes, but-
feasible.
But really, they don't need to be worrying about the steep slopes if they're not building yet.
Yeah, but the future owner who's going to be building this, once you
We're
approve
we're
it,
the owners.
We're going to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, we're the owners, just to clarify, and we're the ones building.
yeah,
Yeah,
but we don't know that. I mean,
Yeah.
things could change in the future. You could be the owner today, but not in 2 years. So
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But
But
we
there's so
don't,
many things that can change in the future. Yeah.
but we don't really need them to be worrying about the steep slopes permits right now, right?
No.
That would
you're
only
right.
be when they
no,
went to
but it's
build.
something that it's going to be.
And at that point, they could decide to move it someplace else to try to avoid that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I don't
You could run
think
the
they need to
drive-
be worrying about the steep slopes permits right this second.
What about having the town engineer look at it to make sure it's feasible? Like what we always with the subdivision process that we
That's
do.
what they did.
Why can't Chazen just put the driveway to the house that's marked there?
We did a lot of subdivision and we normally do all the building envelopes and everything.
Yeah, but why can't Chazen just draw the driveway in?
Because
Be-
it needs to be checked by the highway department too.
Well,
They only check the entrance.
Yeah,
I mean, I think if Chazen drew it in good faith, they drew a feasible driveway to a feasible house. I think that satisfies the requirement, as long as.
and then when they get ready to build, if they want to put the house someplace else, they just have to
Exactly.
come back. It doesn't need to hold them up now, right?
Well, I agree with Paul. I think we should have that driveway drawn out. At least theoretically, we know that a driveway, this line of sight is okay. But I think we need it drawn out to the proposed house site.
Can I just ask a question of curiosity? I mean, with all of this acreage, the driveway could be when we have a lot of options of where to locate the driveway, correct? So
What's the question?
I
Yes,
guess the
but
question is
we
why
have
the
to.
specifics need to be decided now.
Here's the thing.
If we
you have-
involve like a landscape architect or something and we wanted to put, I'm just trying to understand is all. I'm
So
just-
we just have to approve a theoretical spot that definitely can hold a house
Okay,
before we make it its own lot.
got it.
Right, Laura, you could put an 800 square foot house where that livestock shed is,
Yeah,
right below right after the setback line with a 100-foot driveway and be done, right? Because we
Got
just
it.
need a driveway and a house somewhere on the property. And-
Well, the thing that may be complicated there, I think, is that my understanding is that the house is where it is currently because they did perk tests for the septic, and the septic is in a location that would accommodate. This seemed like a good place for the septic. This is a place where it would work, and not everywhere on this land is. So that's why they put the house where they put it, close to the perk tests. So really, I don't think they can move it anywhere.
I'm just saying theoretically.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to come back again and then we have it, right next to the shed. And then we say, well, the septic should be close to the house.
Right, they didn't do the soil testing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Then we're asked to do the soil testing, and the soil
We already
testing
done it.
doesn't work there.
Yeah, so,
We already know.
so since you already have the site of the house and the soil testing, you just need to get the driveway drawn in.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. anything else that we see that may be problematic?
Justin, do you agree with that? That
Yeah, but I want to walk through procedurally what I think has to happen. So I believe that we just did the sketch plan approval, but we didn't declare ourselves lead agency or do anything for SECRA. Is that right, Arlene? I went back. I don't.
Yeah. You have
Right.
to declare
So-
lead agency.
So we need to issue a negative declaration before we can do a preliminary approval. And right, so there's two options, right? We can do the SECRA tonight if you want to waive a hearing. And they submitted the short form EAF back in October, right? And this is a blank piece of land, so I don't know that there's anything substantive that's going to come out of SECRA. Or if you want a hearing, right, we can set it for January, but then I would propose that we combine the preliminary and the final plat approval for January, if you want to do that. Either way, I think they've got to come back once. They're either going to come back just for a final, or they got to come back for the SECRA and a combined.
I think my own opinion on this is combine them all at one time. Get it all done at once. We'll get a map with the driveway drawn in, and we can do everything in one meeting. Because other than that, I haven't heard any other problems with this.
So the only thing I want to highlight for the board is, and just see if anyone has objections, is the waivers that Chazen has requested for the sketch plan and the preliminary plat. Because I assume that's not going to change between now and then. So on the sketch plan, they have requested waivers for, I'll just tick through them. The location of existing structures, they actually have that, but the wooded areas and streams, right, is not on here. So they requested that waiver. The names of all adjoining property owners within 100 feet, 200 feet. They have all the adjoining property names on here. I don't know if they have the within 200 feet, given the Taconic. I think that's a waiver because they asked the state for ownership along the Taconic. But all of the actual landowners on all the other sides are shown on the map. They asked for a waiver of, sorry, I'm trying to match this up. 7B, the agricultural data statement and the location of existing or proposed utilities. On the preliminary plats, they requested waiver of the indication of contours, which again, they're on here. Location of marshes, ponds, and streams, location of rock outcroppings, info required by Dutchess County Health, property record card. I don't know what that is. But just flagging that there's a number of waivers on here, right? Given that it is, right at this time, they're just asking for a subdivision with an empty lot, but I don't know. I've never done a subdivision before, so you guys need to tell me what you're comfortable waiving and what you're not comfortable waiving, so that Chazen is coming back with the full package.
Well, on the map, they already have the wetlands. They have the overhead utility lines. I don't know why they need a waiver. They've already got it on the map.
Well, I think they haven't had a professional, right, come out and stake the wetlands. They used a different map as an overlay.
Okay.
Which, right, should be close, but it may not be exact. And so, right, I think that's that. I think with the utilities, they showed, right, they haven't shown where the septic would actually go or where a well would be dug, right, which would be the proposed locations. They do show the existing locations. So it seems to me like they have done a lot of work on this and done, they're doing this in good faith. They're not trying to get away with stuff. But again, I don't want to make presumptions on what the board's comfortable with. And if we are going to combine it all into one hearing, I'd like to save them from a third or a fourth hearing.
Justin, do you know why the ag data statement is wanting to be waived?
I think in his letter, it was just that they, since nothing's happening with the land, they didn't want to send the notice. But that was one that stuck out to me too, is like, shouldn't we just give the notice to the agricultural, neighbors and just be done with it? Like, that's not to me, that doesn't seem like a hard one to.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I don't think we should waive
I
that.
don't think you could waive
think-
that
isn't that a
either.
s-
I mean, we have,
Arlene, isn't that a state requirement? I mean, I
that's
don't,
what I'm saying, that's a
I
state
don't think we have the
requirement. You can't
authority.
waive that.
but-
You know, we have to inform the surrounding farmings. So
Yeah,
Like ag and markets.
that's right, for ag and markets.
That was the only thing that seems weird to me. The rest of it all seems fine.
I think that's right. So Laura and Carlos, just let Chazen know that they're going to need to do 7B.
B as in boy.
That's one of the sketch plan requirements. It's just, they just have to send a letter to like a couple of your neighbors that just say a subdivision's happening.
Okay. And I'm sorry, did you say 7B as in boy?
B as in boy, yeah.
Thank you.
And Justin, that's sending letters to agriculture, to farms? Is that what?
I'll shoot you an email. There's like this agricultural
Sure.
data statement that just, it's a summary of what you're doing.
Sure.
And you identify the neighbors as an agricultural property and they get notice.
Got
Okay,
it. Got
you
it.
just do the, you just give me the paperwork, fill out the ag data, and I'll do the circulation.
Okay.
Got it. Thank you.
And then, I mean, in terms of the final approval, other than I think it makes sense, we'll have the driveway connect to the house. I flipped through the final requirements and that really seems geared towards like these, bigger subdivisions. I don't know if there's, I don't know. I'm happy to work with you guys and Chazen to see if there's things that should be added, but I think that they've done a lot of work and they've captured a lot of what we want to see. And so it'll be pretty, I would assume pretty easy to get waivers on like, the rest of this that's not already covered.
So the only waiver is the agricultural one that we are not, that everybody's in agreement we do want.
Yeah.
And the others seem to me fine. I don't know how the rest of the board feels, but the rest of them seem fine to me because this is a large piece of property here. We're not dealing with a 2-acre lot, so.
Yeah, and honestly, they asked for waivers on some of these things, and I'm not sure why they asked for them because to me it looks like they've done the contours, they've done the wetlands, and maybe they're just being overly cautious.
Okay, just want to remake that motion, Justin.
Yeah, so I'll do a motion to declare lead agency under secret for the Charles property. Whereas applicants Carlos and Laura Charles are seeking to subdivide lands on a 26.85 acre lot located at 404 Pumpkin Lane in an AR5 zoning district, tax grid number. Whereas the subdivision approval is an action to be reviewed under SECRA and its implementing regulations found at 6 NYCRR Part 617. Whereas subdivision approval is an unlisted action under SECRA, now therefore be it resolved, the Town of Clinton Planning Board hereby declares its intention to be lead agency for the review of the 2-lot subdivision for the Charles property located at 404 Pumpkin Lane. Be it further resolved, the planning board hereby directs that copies of the subdivision application, Part 1 EAF and preliminary plat plan be sent to the following agencies. Involved agencies, Dutchess County Board of Health, Town of Clinton Highway. Interested agencies, Dutchess County Planning, East Clinton Fire, New York State Department of Transportation. Do you want CAC or historic roads?
I personally don't see the,
There's wetlands.
yeah.
Yeah, I would do CAC.
Yeah.
CAC.
Interested.
They're always
Yeah,
concerned about
Definitely.
the wetlands.
Okay.
What's the CAC out of curiosity?
The Conservation Advisory Committee. It's like
Got
the
it.
environmental committee.
Thank you, Justin.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second,
Second.
Discussion?
Justin, is the zoning district on the map? It has to be on the map.
Is the zoning district on the big thing?
Yeah, they have to put it in there, whether it's C zone, AR3 or whatever.
I don't know, it's gonna be
I
a
don't
little bit
see
of
it.
Where's Waldo for me to find it while we're live.
I don't see it, so I don't know.
Okay,
That has to be in there.
so that's something for you guys to tell, if it's on there, Laura. It's gotta be, it's an AR5 zoning district. They just have to mark the zoning district somewhere.
Okay.
I mean, do we want, did you say DEC is interested?
DEC, I did not. Do you want me to say?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, because there's a lot of wetlands.
I mean, they're not, it just would be interested, because it is, you're right, Arlene, it's like a lot of. I'm sure they're not gonna care, but
I mean, procedural process, we don't want to get
yeah.
for technicality, so.
For Laura and Carlos, we're talking about the DEC, the Department of Environmental Conservation, which is the state, right, version of.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Okay, any further discussion?
Are you doing Department of Health? Or no?
Yeah. He did
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, any further discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Tracy,
Justin,
I.
Art, aye.
Sarah, I.
Jerry, I.
Jack, aye.
All right.
Okay, so moved. Okay,
So to review, we're just getting a driveway penciled in over to the house, and then we're adding that what was it?
Zoning.
AR5.
Yeah.
Yep. And then, so for the rest, right, Arlene is going to send the materials to these agencies that we just said, and they'll have a chance to comment.
Okay.
We'll come back on January 5th. Can we do it on the 5th or the 6th? I forget what day, that Tuesday, the first Tuesday in January?
Yeah. Okay.
What was, wetland, so the wetland buffers, was that one of the waivers, or is that?
No.
That's the only thing I can think of that might be useful on the map, which they can do, I assume, with their software. Because you have a driveway that is going to thread between two wetlands, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about having somebody go out and flag it. I'm just saying on the map, put the buffer
Yeah.
areas. Do you think that's feasible?
Yeah, because we have a wetlands permit.
You can, so Laura and Carlos, right? So it was 100-foot buffer, Paul?
I guess, yeah, it looks like, I mean, Chazen would be able to
Right.
determine the buffer. It looks like one of them's small, so maybe it's 50, but yeah, I assume it's 100, yeah.
Right, so there's going to be a buffer on either side of these wetlands, right, where the driveway is theoretically going to go through that middle.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
right, and so there are going to be like the dashed lines like there are for the setback for the wetlands, and you just want to make sure the driveway goes in the middle. And if you ever really got stuck, right, you could take the driveway and just loop all the way south around that small wetlands to the house, maybe.
Mhm.
I don't know. Right, but you just need to connect the driveway to the house and show the wetlands buffer and add AR5. So 3 things.
okay, so,
Sorry, Art. Going back years ago, we have this highway form that we always give to the highway superintendent to approve and sign every time we're doing a subdivision. They have to go there and then he sign it and give it to us and part of the subdivision approval.
Yes,
the-
that is true. We used to make the highway superintendent sign off on driveway locations.
Yes,
Because I think this driveway was located by Chazen, right?
I know, but we gotta cover our, you
Is
know,
that right? That Chazen did the driveway location?
Yes.
Yeah. Did
They're
they get,
using an old sort of existing, well, there used to be a gate there. That was
Right,
on
right,
property,
right.
And it makes sense. So they located it and they checked the sightlines.
okay, did they get a letter from our superintendent or no?
No.
Oh, okay. So you
I
guys
mean,
just
we
have
could
to do
just
that.
Put that, we have that form, and then the highway superintendent go there, check it out to make sure it meets the site distance and everything, the width, everything. And then they approve it, and it's part of the subdivision final plat.
So that's something we need to have
You
Jason
just
do.
call him and,
Yes.
make him visit that driveway.
Yeah, that is just a normal procedure that Chasen should do with the highway department, is get approval on line of sight location. So if you have all of that for the next meeting, we can move ahead.
Great.
Sounds good.
Okay?
We'll talk to them. Yeah. Excellent. Thanks, guys.
Okay. So Arlene, you can get everything done? Everything out by the meeting on the 5th?
Yeah, the only problem we have is I just read an email from Fred, is he's gonna be covering 3 meetings on that day. Rhinebeck at 6 o'clock, town board reorg, I think 6th, and we're the 3rd, so,
I'll be done with the town of Rhinebeck by the time yours starts, so I should be okay.
what about Clinton, what about the town board in Clinton? You just sent an email.
Yeah, no, that one's gonna be happening from 6:30. I don't know how long these reorg meetings take. The applicants don't need to be bothered with this information.
All right, I know, but we need the dates, Fred, I'm sorry. We're trying to set up a public hearing date. That's why. I don't know if you're comfortable, we could just okay it, and the thing is you.
Oh, I mean, if there's any way to move the next planning board meeting to either the Monday or the Wednesday, that would be highly desirable, but I don't know if that's possible.
Well, we already agreed to earlier about the public hearing.
If it's already been noticed, then we can't change it.
No, I didn't do the notice yet. I could just call them.
We told the other folks that it'd be on the 5th, but Arlene's right, a phone call could solve that.
Yeah, we could, there are two ways we could go. We could move the meeting to 8 o'clock, which I think would give Fred enough time. Do you think, Fred?
I'm waiting to hear from Carol to ask her how long these annual reorg meetings, there's always one in the first Tuesday in January.
Okay.
It might be a quick meeting. I don't know.
They're usually pretty quick.
The reorg meetings?
Yes.
Oh, in that case, then I think they'll be done by 7:30, and I can run 2 at the same time. And I'm guessing that the town of Rhinebeck will be done too. So it'll be fine.
Okay. All right, if we find a problem there, we can always move back a half hour. The other option is to move it to that Wednesday. But let's go ahead with.
It'll be on the 5th, and maybe we'll do it at 7:30, maybe at 8 p.m., depending on what I learned from Carol.
Yeah. Okay. Let us know.
Jerry knows how long these last because he watches town board meetings all the time, and he's been through these January reorg meetings many times, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
So if he says they're short, then I believe him, and that means that it'll probably be done by the time we start yours.
Okay.
If it starts at 9:30, most definitely.
Yeah. Let's go with that. If we have to move it back a half an hour, we can, I think everybody can handle that.
Okay. Thank you, Art.
Okay.
Yep.
Right.
Okay, folks, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
We'll see you on the 5th. Hopefully, everything will go smoothly.
All right, wonderful.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
Hey,
Hold on,
take care.
Laura.
Have a good holiday.
So you have to do some work on the map, right, for the next meeting?
The AR5 zoning and the driveway.
Yep, and
Yeah, so we can-
revision date, and
And
then give
wetlands.
me, how many, Justin, how many agencies we got? I need those copies for circulating to the agencies.
5 agencies,
5, so give me 6 copies.
maybe 6,
Yeah,
no, 7.
all right, give me 8 copies of the new map, the revised one, because I need to circulate them.
Okay, Arlene, and when do you need those copies?
The latest Monday. because I need to get a comment from them, so.
Okay.
The 21st.
What's that?
You're saying the 21st?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay,
All right. Thank you all.
Very
Happy
good.
holidays.
Thanks a lot. Have a great holiday.
yes, you too. Have a safe one.
Thanks so much. Likewise.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
We want to talk about that, Art, about the DLC question.
I repeat that again, Arlene?
We need to discuss that lot line question from the Duchess Land Conservancy.
Can I just make a comment on that?
Go.
Or-
Yeah,
What?
sure.
So it's fine. This is just my personal view. If the board wants to discuss it, that's fine, but they want to merge two lots, which is the zoning administrator's job. And I don't think any opinion we give is binding one way or the other. And I don't even know if we should give an opinion to them. The zoning administrator has to make the decision, and if he needs help, the ZBA, but the planning board shouldn't be giving an opinion on something like that, which isn't, we're not even going to decide the issue. That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not sure we should be in the advisory opinion on altogether, you know. If there's a specific situation to discuss, we should discuss it, but this is kind of an abstract question. And I don't think we're particularly well suited for that.
Okay. How about the rest of our legal team, Justin? What do you
None of the lawyers want to give an advisory opinion. That's law school 101, right?
I'm sorry, Art. I sent the question to the town attorney just to get a sense of it, and I'll send it to you. So, but basically, he's also in a position of not giving like a definitive answer, like what Jack said. Well, it's just the question is not really specific to anything. So,
but let me ask this: is there anything in the law that would prohibit us or prohibit someone from approving a lot line combination over a road? I think the answer is no.
I think, yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Jack.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, it depends on the kind of road, like if it's a user road or
or not use the
a
road.
deeded, you know, like a state road or a county road that where there's a, you know, where the municipality owns the strip of land, you know, under the road, or it's a user road, which is just an easement or right of way. Then they haven't specified which road it is. So it's hard to, I think it'd be hard to answer it in the abstract.
Okay. How does the rest of the board feel on that? Okay, I tend to agree with our legal team.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the legal team too.
So, Art, do you want me to give that response from Shane, the town attorney? Because it's really.
Well, I'd like to, I think the board should see that response.
Yeah.
Yeah, get that out to us.
Yeah.
And then we can draft something, our response, which will be no response, basically.
Or you could give that response from the town attorney. I mean, he is our town
It's going
attorney.
to depend on the
He gives his opinion.
facts and circumstances, and we don't make advisory opinions.
Right.
It's not you. That's why we have a lawyer. We have a town attorney. You give us.
Well, let's see it. Let's see it first, okay? You know, get it to everybody on the board, myself, and then we'll take a look at it. But I think we're all kind of in agreement on that. Okay.
But we need a response.
Yes, we need a no response. Is Dean around?
No Dean tonight.
Dean's not here. Okay, so we have minutes.
Yep, I gave it to you. The October
Right.
26th. I don't remember the 6th.
I had one comment and I don't have it up.
It's in your packet.
It's in my packet.
Yeah, today. I remember when you came in today for your packet.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, I can't find it.
Behind you?
It was the meeting that Paul ran.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was, I
Ugh.
think that's the one on the 17th.
Yeah, that was.
Okay, no, there was just one thing. Paul had mentioned, there was a figure in there of 3,000 feet from the Taconic. Was that what you meant, Paul? Do you remember?
I think it's 3,000.
That's the
Okay,
that's
that's all I needed to know.
The ridge line. Overlay.
Yeah, that's, I think it's 3,000.
Okay, no, I just,
Looking it up.
I wasn't sure on that figure, so,
3,000 feet of the paved surface of the Taconic State Parkway,
okay.
the Taconic View Shed. Yeah.
That's the only thing I had. Okay, we have a motion to approve the minutes of 11/17/2020.
Second.
Move.
Okay, discussion. All in favor?
Jack, aye.
Jerry, I.
Art, aye.
Sarah, I.
Tracy, I.
So moved. Any comments on the minutes of 10/20/2020? How about that one? 10/20/2020.
Pretty cool.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, discussion? All in favor? Art, aye.
Jerry, I.
Jack, aye.
Hold on.
Tracy, I.
Sarah, I.
Okay, so moved. Okay, anybody got anything else they would like to?
Cornerstone is ready to come back.
Ugh.
I
thought they were never going to come back.
They're preparing their special permit. Isn't it the last time we agreed for a escrow? So do we take that special permit or do we take that escrow first? I don't have any escrow.
What do they want a special permit for? I don't quite understand.
I don't know. I haven't seen the application yet, but that's what, according to the CEO,
We set the escrow though, didn't we?
Yes, we did, but they never give it
But they never did it. So I think maybe they should do that.
first, right?
Right.
Where are we talking about?
Cornerstone.
The place over on,
Yeah. On
what's the name of that road?
Island Hollow.
Island Hollow. It's just in off Bull's Head.
Just a random thing. I was just going through the Charles packet. They did the agricultural data statement. It's in our packet, so I don't know why they asked for a waiver for it.
Okay, that's really weird.
Right? They've got the map, they've got the letter.
They're
They've got,
scared of the comment from the ag data and ag markets. I don't know.
Very strange. Chazen must just be doing that to cover their butt somehow.
yeah, right. Or I was wondering, do they do it piecemeal? Like, did they write this letter before they had all the pieces in? And so, or I thought they would be on the call and maybe help explain some of that. It didn't seem.
Yeah, usually they're pretty buttoned up, Chazen, but seem like
I'll tell Laura and Carlos that, make them get on the call next time because they don't want to
Would be a good idea.
be answering those questions.
Okay.
They're paying a lot.
Anything else, folks? Okay.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Happy holidays.
You too, and to
Merry
everybody.
Christmas.
Merry
You
Christmas.
all have a good